just say a little bit about our course and tracks from when we went down to Wells and returning. This was the course we took going down. You see it suddenly ends there. Now that was a bit of a problem. The reason it ended there is we were getting close to this shallow area, and we hit a really rough patch, which actually knocked out the tablet. So that was one of the problems of running, I think, with a Samsung tablet. The salt water and the screen didn't like each other. And then this was the continuation. This is where we picked up the course and moved around the shallow area and headed on down to Wells. We had to just hang around down in this area awaiting the tide, because we got there quite a bit too early. Now on the run down, we ran a little bit faster during this portion, but not. We were just 2 or 3 knots hanging about down there, and so we used more fuel per hour. Our hourly burn was something like 24 litres an hour, and we were running actually for 10 hours. So that was the sort of burn that we did going down. Now going back up, we that was the course, and this is the full run all the way back to Hull. We came inside a little bit, missing this shallow area. We cut a corner there, but that was okay, and then headed straight up around Donna Nook, which is a firing range, and then in and up onto the Humber. Now coming out, we left Wells just after high tide, so the tide was just starting to ebb, and we followed the tide all the way up, and by the time we got to Spurn Head, the tide had reversed and was starting to flow in. So we followed the tide all the way into Hull. Now our run time there was actually 8 hours 42 minutes, and our average speed was only 8 knots. But our fuel burn was 15 litres an hour. So we ran slower, got there quicker, and used less fuel. That was good. I'll just show you the fuel log we run. It's just an Excel spreadsheet. We've got the port engine, the starboard engine, and combined. And on that we've got the run times, the fuel starts and ends, and any fuel added. And from that, when we get to the combined, we see how we've run on each run on both engines. Then we just have distance and average speed, etc. And then I've got cumulative. So cumulatively we're running at an average of 20.3, which is not bad. We had some higher consumption because we were running at higher speed levels. One thing I would say about when we got knocked out with the wave, we didn't get knocked down or anything. It was just water came over the top of the flybridge, quite a lot, and it was when we were coming into this area here, and as you can see, we were approaching these shallows. Now, because we were running on a tablet, and the tablet's in a case, and it's okay, but there was so much salt water, it got onto the screen. And my hands were covered in salt water, and we got a screen up. A screen came over the top of this. It just pulled something up out of its probably I think it was the settings screen came up and blocked out my navigation, and I couldn't clear it. So I had to go down into the lower helm to get to our secondary navigation. And in doing that, we got turned around, and it took a little bit to sort out where we were. But that's because we were running a tablet. So what we've decided to do is move on to a bespoke multifunction screen. So we bought a Raymarine Axiom with navionics Plus small. So this is just the 7-inch one, 7-inch machine. We don't have a room on the top deck for anything else really. So hopefully when I've got this installed, we will see how this goes. Now on the back we've got the connections we've bought one that's not got the transducer built in, or the port for transducer built in. Any depth transducer will run through the NEMA 2000 port. It's got a accessory port which is a micro USB. Don't know quite what we'll use that for, but it's also then got its own, being Raymarine, it's got its own seatalking. One of the problems when you've got an older boat is that your electronics tend to be older as well. We're fitting a Raymarine Axiom multifunction screen to the upper deck. Now this is just a multifunction screen. When you buy the Axiom, that's what you get. Okay, we bought with the navionics card, so we will get the chart plotter, but we also need depth, speed. Speed comes from the GPS, so that's not too big an issue, but it does help if you've got your log, so you've got your speed through the water. Now, one of the reasons I chose the Raymarine is that we are equipped with auto helm, and that has got seatalk. Raymarine has got seatalk NG, so what we've had to get is a seatalk to seatalk NG converter. Now, auto helm is an older version of Raymarine, and seatalk 1 is the first generation of networking. So this is the seatalk to seatalk NG converter, and it forms part of the new seatalk NG backbone, which is a derivative of NMEA 2000. The Raymarine unit comes with both seatalk 2000, seatalk NG and NMEA 2000. It's easy to get confused. So what we've got on here, this port here is for the seatalk generation 1 converter, and that comes to this wire and this connector here, which is on the seatalk is a 3-wire connection. So you've got power, ground or shield, and data. This port here is, this one puts the power into the converter. So there we've got positive, ground and shield, and this one is the piece that goes to the multifunction screen. So we put the old seatalk data through this cable, goes through, does its tricks in here and converts it to the new seatalk NG. The difference is the NG, I believe, is a CAN bus system. The blues are part of for the backbone, so we can extend this and put a standard seatalk branch into here. So again, it would have input coming in from any new equipment that we may add in the future. So next job is to install all this. I would say it's been a very confusing couple of weeks whilst I've been deciding what to buy and what to get. Just trying to work through all the bloody jargon. Why on earth manufacturers can't keep things simple, I don't know. I'm sure they complicate it and overcomplicate it just to create confusion in the marketplace. But let's see. We'll see how we go with the Raymarine Axiom. I've already found an issue when it came to navionics. We bought the navionics card, and when we came to set it up, you have to download an app onto your computer, and then you choose a map. We chose a map, a chart, downloaded that, and then I find that there are bits missing off that chart. Most of it's okay, but there are bits missing, and there are bits that we want to cruise in, and you can't then do a port to port because you can't go through the bits that are missing on the bloody chart. So that means that I have to find another chart and pay for that, and they're not cheap. So I'm a bit disappointed with navionics, but that'll wait for another day and wait until we need it.